All right, guys, so we are here for the day trading stream. Let me know if it got, let me make sure this is working here. Should be able to spread this out so you can kind of see my P&L at the bottom here is what I want to show you guys. There we go. Maybe I should make this a little bit smaller, huh? Yeah, there we go. That's good. All right, so NASDAQ is basically sideways. Yeah, so we're going to be day trading the opening bell from 9:30 to about probably 11 market time. Here's the NASDAQ start to rip up again, and we're still going to cover news on this channel. But, there we go. Yeah, this is mostly going to be a live trading stream. We're going to try to run this thing through... remember, we do have flash PMI data at 9:45. So that's the biggest release for sure right now is flash PMI data. And so, yeah, we'll see what that looks like. But flash PMI data at 9:45, very relevant. I'm looking to maybe short this 320 level. We might have a little edge here down to here. We're also looking at, just based off of the volume profile here, let's talk about some of these levels. We're looking at here, which I don't know if, yeah, this looks like the point of control on this one. The 380. We also have correlation between that. I want to make sure. I want to make sure I have the 200 exponential here. All right, so yeah, here's the 200 EMA. So we got some correlation between this 380 level and the 200 exponential. The NASDAQ is starting to flush down some here. So we're at 273s right now, 273s. Gold is going down. Yeah, let me put gold up. Oh, it's the wrong gold one. What's the current? Is it M for gold or is it J for gold? That's M like everything else. What is the new symbol for gold? J? Yeah, this is J on the chart right here. Here's the NASDAQ. Still breaking down here. We have this tight range. If I draw like a shape here, we're looking at this range short term right here. I think this range makes the most sense to watch. Probably down to like 65 here. Let's see if we break out of that range. There's a lot of volume consolidated on it though. And so we're gonna see if we can break out of that range. I've heard gold to 3.5 thousand. Yeah, this is gonna be a dedicated day trading stream, AD. So we're just trying to make the screen bigger so we can actually trade on it. Hey, what's up, Guy? Super Crispy, Sam. Y'all do me a favor, hit the like button. I'm day trading on Tradeovate. This is a Lucid funded account. So that's what I'm trading on this one. But yeah, that's what this is. Where's the floating head, John? I could pull up the... Honestly, I can put up the green screen if you guys really want me to. I guess I should. Look at the breakdown that we're getting in markets right now. Let me see if this is news related, though. I'm not showing any breaking news. Let me see. Could just be a breakdown here. Showing U.S. workers are struggling more than thriving for the first time since Gallup began tracking. 49% of U.S. workers report struggling in life. Only 46% say they're thriving. Wolf says a Fed hike remains unlikely still. But I don't see any recent breaking news that might cause this drop. Look at the retracement back up here. Yeah, look at this move. Weird. Yeah, what's up, chat? Look at this drop. The eagle, John. I don't know where the eagle is. No, I use a mix of 1 minute, 5 minute. I look at a bunch of different time frames. Really. Yeah, 1 minute is a lot of noise. 5 minute, I think, is probably the one that has the least amount of noise. Or not the least amount of noise, sorry. The longer term time frames. But the 5 minute is probably my preference to trade off of. We're just looking at the short-term breakdown that we're getting right now. I'm trying to see if it's related to news here, though. And remember, 9:45 in about 35 minutes, we have manufacturing PMI data. So, if we lose 24,200, we have a big drop. Yeah, let's talk about some levels here. Look at this drop starting to show up. 24,200, I agree with. Right here. So, the 24,200 would be right here. And look at this drop starting to happen. Something's going on right now. Something's going on. Look at this drop. Wow. Okay, something just happened here. Let's figure out what it is. I mean, we could just be tracing out of the range of the volume profile, but man, look at that drop. I don't see anything yet. Saudi prince just said to push the president to continue the Iran war, according to the New York Times. That could be causing this drop. Let's look at oil here. Oil is elevated right now. It's still pushing up as well. Brent crude, or WTI crude at 92.50s a barrel right now, 92.50s. But yeah, so Saudi prince is reportedly said to push U.S. President Trump to continue the Iran war, according to the New York Times. This is the news. I'll put it up in chat, influencing things here. Just to put this into perspective. So this is what is going on right now. This is going on right here. Have that up in chat. Oil elevated here. NASDAQ falling down some. We'll see if we get more information on this, though, to be honest. We'll see if we get more data. But so far, markets are not liking this at all. We are dropping. We're definitely negative reacting here into the opening bell. Just want to apologize if ever salty. Love your market coverage and dedication. With all due respect, who are you, bro? No offense. I appreciate you. I appreciate the apology. I don't ever remember you being salty, though. You know. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate, the apology. You're good, though, brother. You're good. Sad music as market falls. Honestly, the market's bouncing back here. I almost want to short this. I don't want to get stuck in a trap, but we'll try to short a piece of this here. Make sure this is working. Hold on. All right, we're going to slowly add to this up to maybe 60s. I want to see if 50 rejects here. I'd like to add up to 60s. We're going to take a couple small pieces, slowly add to this, and give it a little bit more time to reject around 60. is what we want. It's a small trade right now, and we're very green on this account overall. All right, we're gonna leave it here. We're not gonna add anymore. All right, there's the rejection around 60. Let's see if it breaks down enough to treat me right though here. This is also a catalyst-driven report here, guys. So, again, the Saudi prince said to push Trump to continue the Iran war. All right, we're flat. Give this a second. Kind of unknown here. We have about 18 minutes left into the opening bell. About 18 minutes. There we go. We're now green, or at least a little green. Of course, we bounce right at my entry here. Taking a little bit too long. I'm going to cut some of this here just to protect myself. It's a small trade so far with 3 micros, so we'll plan to get out if we significantly break over 270s. I mean, it definitely looks bearish here. Like a move down under this big range seems bearish, but you got to give it time to maybe reject, which is exactly what it's doing now. All right, so we are now green in this. We'll give it some time to actually break down though here. We start to range, that's why I cut it. I don't want to get stuck in the range here. Alright guys, the opening bell's in 15 minutes. There we go. Got a piece. Hold the rest longer now. Kind of just going sideways here though. If we can get really down under this level here, I think we got some room down here. But we only have 2 contracts left, so even if this goes against me, it's pretty small. Yeah, we're gonna cut it right there. That's too big of a squeeze up. So we limited our losses, took some profit. So traders are apparently pricing in 3 ECB hikes this year. So the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman reportedly urged the president to continue the U.S. campaign against Iran, calling it a, quote, historic opportunity to reshape the Middle East. He argued that only toppling Iran's hardline government would remove the Gulf's long-term threat. If you change the music, it will pump. You might be right, brother. You might be right. And remember, guys, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable. Like, I'm not one of those guys that are going to try to exaggerate gains or losses to gain a following. I always tell people, top 3 worst trader ever. Do not copy me. I am not an investment professional. You know, sometimes we're trading combine accounts. Sometimes we're trading evals. You know, this is a funded account, you know, but that's how it goes. And again, my job is not to try to act like some type of genius trader. The reason I started this channel is because when I started it, you had a lot of people on YouTube trying to act like they were just the greatest trader ever. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give them the opposite. You know, let's set the bar low here and give them the opposite. Dude's name is Salman. It is Salman. I could be pronouncing it wrong though. As Jim Cramer made a statement. Jim Cramer, again, I talked about this earlier. But just to look at Jim Cramer, here's the NASDAQ here. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ from yesterday. Let me put up like a 5-minute chart. Yesterday. This big pump was yesterday's move when the president came out tweeting saying that him and Iran had good, talks over the last few days. Jim Cramer said the bulls are in control here. Right around here. So shout out to Jim Cramer. Because we did not break that point since he said that. Yeah, maybe I could have held the trade, but we're getting so close to the opening bell here. I don't want to get stuck in the chop. I traded futures for the first time yesterday. Was doing micros 2 at a time. Wondered why so volatile. Micros are what you want to do in futures. So micros are generally probably the better move with futures specifically here. Especially in the beginning. Most day traders are going to lose money, right? So it doesn't matter what course you take, who you follow. Like most day traders are going to lose. And so you can either fund your own account or you can try a funded account program, which is generally a little bit safer. You can check out Lucid. That's one that I've been using a lot lately. This is a funded account on Lucid. And yeah, Lucid's got a bunch of cool stuff. They've got reasonable rules. 60 million paid to traders, 50,000 plus on their average payout time takes 15 minutes. So they give you a demo in futures. They test your skill with it. You pass the test, they fund you. You fail, you only lose how much the challenge costs. This one is $94 if you use my link. You can go direct to funded. There's a bunch of different options. You can use Lucid Flex. They all have end of day drawdowns here. And so you can use coupon code BT at checkout. It'll get you, again, the max discount here. I think the first 2 times you use it, you get 50% off on Lucid. You can also go direct to funded on Lucid here at $238, which is pretty reasonable, all things considered, compared to a lot of other direct to funded programs. $238 to get funded is not the worst. Reasonable rules once you're funded here as well. So just reasonable way to trade. And again, I do not recommend funding your own account. I'm biased because I get paid by them, right? I'd rather just be real about it. But using my coupon code BT will get you discounts as well. It'll get you the max discount there. But if you fund your own account, you're probably going to lose. You're probably going to lose whatever that account is. You funded $5,000, you're probably going to lose it. So again, if you want to check them out, I appreciate the love. I'll put the link up. You can help support the channel that way. And yeah, here's the link for Lucid. Where's my chat here? Oh, wait, there it is. All right, guys, opening bell in 10 minutes. And again, remember, 15 minutes after the bell, we get manufacturing PMI data, services PMI data, flash data. So that could cause volatility at 9:45. Just be careful. We will cover it. Yeah, I mean, the PDT rule, if you try to do this in like stocks, it's going to restrict you deeply here. But yeah, it's just a ridiculous rule. I talked about it yesterday. The PDT rule is basically like saying, hey, new trader, don't drive a crappy, Honda as your first car. Instead, you know what? You have to drive a Rolls Royce. If you don't drive a Rolls Royce for your first car ever, you can only drive once a week. Ridiculous rule. Absolutely ridiculous. You know what's going to happen? People are going to drive that car and they're going to wreck it. And same thing. You make a new trader trade with 25 grand to get around the PDT rule. New trader's about to lose 25 grand. And maybe that's the point of it. But all right, guys, we'll see what manufacturing PMI gets us today. There's rumors that they're getting rid of the PDT rule. There's also rumors that the futures market, which you can't day trade stocks, but you can day trade the S&P, Nasdaq, Dow, Russell, commodities, gold. There's rumblings of them adding single stock futures to it this summer sometime. So they might be cutting the rule. They also might be adding single stock futures to the futures market as well. I'm personally excited if they get rid of futures, or if they get rid of the PDT rule as well as bring single stock futures. So that way you can trade. You're not going to be able to trade every stock, but only the biggest stocks like Nvidia, Apple, Amazon. You probably be able to trade futures on those stocks instead of just indexes like we do now. If you want to get exposure to equities, yeah, got to get your foot wet in markets, right? Like these prop firms allow you to, like, it's a perfect middle ground. Most day traders are still going to lose. They're going to lose here, or they're going to lose depositing thousands of dollars into an account. Most day traders are still going to lose money. Doesn't matter where you go, what you do. If you're trading for the first time, day trading, you're going to lose money most likely. I did, and everybody else did as well. Anybody claiming they didn't and they just immediately made profits, it's either variance, like somebody brand new to poker might still win a hand or two, but it usually doesn't hold. It's not the quantity of trades, it's the quality. Yeah, but the 3 times a week limit is still really, really bad because there's so much variance in day trading. 3 times a week is nothing. You know, that's nothing, right? Like, you got to get your reps in. If you want to learn to trade, you have to get your reps in day trading. 3 times a week is not nearly close to enough, unfortunately. All right, guys, you ready? All right, here we go. 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. We should get the market on open pretty soon here. We're going to let a little bit of time play out, but remember, manufacturing PMI at 945 is relevant. Like, you got to understand, we do have manufacturing PMI. This is potentially market moving. So, and markets have been really choppy in a range for a while now. Does anybody trade the first 5 minutes successfully in chat? What's up, Lou? Off to work early today. Good luck, everyone. Be careful. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate it, brother. What's your strategy for the first 5 minutes? I don't really touch things the first 5 minutes. It's too volatile. I usually wait 5 minutes before I trade. Are y'all using like shorter term range breakouts maybe? Scalping, I'm assuming. It's a coin flip. You're either really up or down. I pray. Same with order flow. Yeah. Hey, good luck to you guys today, man. Nice. Yeah. $30-second chart. Good luck to you. Yeah, more of a gamble, but worth a shot. I found myself into some trades early in the morning, but I wouldn't say I do it a lot in the first 5 minutes. Like, usually my rule is 4 minutes. Like, I'll trade 4 minutes after the open. But even then, I have to be in and out quickly, and more so just attacking quick short-term bursts, if that makes sense. First 5 minutes is easy. Just wait for a big drop and then buy. What could go wrong there, Tony? What could go wrong? Yeah, nothing could go wrong there, huh? Alright, guys, so we're going to be using order flow, volume profile a lot today. This is a big level, I think. Let's draw some levels here. Here's one right here. Here's another. Got maybe one at 250 here. And a lot of the times you'll see these levels coincide with whole dollar numbers. All right, so we're starting to flush down here 3 minutes into the open. We're gonna look at this big isolated low down here. This level is really relevant if we zoom out though, guys. So look, if we zoom out here and I put like a 5-minute chart up, look at this 24,200 level. It's really 195 or so, but this level is very relevant. It's the low of yesterday. Right before the close yesterday, it's the low. And so we have this low level here. We start to break underneath this level. Bears could be in control. We're going to look for opening range breakouts using confirmation with the volume profile is what the plan is today. So we'll see what happens, but we are edging bearish ahead of the opening bell. We're getting bearish here. Yeah, no, I'm just messing with you, Tony. Everything's so emotional right now, it only takes a whisper. Yeah, a lot of news has been coming out too regarding U.S. tensions in Iran. The Pakistan Prime Minister says ready to host talks between the U.S. and Iran to settle the ongoing conflict. That news just came out about a minute or two ago. But the big release is manufacturing PMI today, guys. So the bigger release is manufacturing PMI. First data, you can see yields actually spike up this morning here. Here's yields. So you can see yields move. It's important to understand, like, more oil uncertainty is going to make yields jump. And with Iran basically denying that talks have been going on, yields are higher, oil's potentially higher. But look at this jump. All right, there's the opening bell, guys. There's the open. If that's delayed, look at the market run up a little bit at the opening bell. So the NASDAQ just jumped. We're at 260. Just rejected back down, though. So NASDAQ is trying to rebound here at the opening bell. I got to wait about 4 minutes to trade. 4 minutes. If that's delayed, hit the live button, put it in 2x speed. It should catch you up to the stream. But the bears are starting to gain control here at the opening bell. And again, I'm looking at this 24,200 level, 24,190s level. 24,200 is about the low of the day. 24,190s is the low of yesterday after the big swing we had, at least. So we're going to let things settle out first here. Let me know who you guys think is in control, bulls or bears. I'm going to do a poll. Who will gain control at the open? Bulls or bears? You can vote on that poll now. That poll is live. All right, chat. Look at the rebounds here. So we're starting to bounce back higher now. See if this holds, though. From a bear, polar bear. The bears. Yeah, the bulls are in control right now for sure here, though. The bulls are running up. Look at this big green Rebound here. Showing Qatar Energy says it declares force majeure on liquefied natural gas contracts with Italy, Belgium, South Korea, China, 2 LNG trains and 1 GTL train damaged at the Ras-Laffan attacks a week ago. I would normally buy this dip. We're a little bit too close to the opening bell, though. Let's give it some time. We're under 300s now. A little bit too close to the bell here. Hey, what's up, Lily Mac? A lot of news happened. The big news today, manufacturing PMI at 9:45 in about 13 minutes. Much time is 3 minutes after the bell here. All right, we're still dipping down here. That's why we're waiting. $280s. $250 is a level right here on the charts too, but it looks like a buy right here. We're 4 minutes into the day. All right, we'll try, but it's risky. We'll add to this here, see if we pop back higher. There we go. We also could just get continued chop here today on this. There we go. It's nice. Yes, sir. Okay, we're going to scalp this out. Hold one contract here. See if we can get a move back up to close to this high up here, and we'll take it off. Maybe add more too if we go deeper into the green. There we go. We'll add down on this and hold the rest break even. Right now. Cut it. So we made money on the trade. Yeah, manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI go live at 9:45. Looks like I got out just in time. Look at this drop here. This looks catalyst driven. But look, here's a couple of levels we drew earlier. 250 and 260 could be holding up levels. Let me check breaking news here. We see Bank of England's Pill speaking right now. He says, fog of uncertainty in which we always operate cannot be an excuse for inaction. I stand ready to act if necessary to contain the lasting components of any new inflationary pressures so as to deliver the MPC's price stability mandate over the medium term. Kind of a flat and choppy open here though, guys. We break down under these two levels reasonably. I will short down to here maybe. Like looking at this range right here. We're under 250s now. We get a little bounce back. I will short it. That's good enough. We're jumping in short here. Very tight risk here though. We're green. There you go. Yeah, we're just kind of flopping sideways too much. It's too rangy right now to really do anything and predict direction here. We're right in this middle, like we're where all the volume is consolidated, right here. And so we're just kind of going like this around it. We gotta wait for a clean break. But second one might be a little bit better here. The orb is about to break on the bottom here. Here's the opening range if we draw it. Still a little early though. The open's right here into the orb. Only about 8 minutes in there though. A senior Iranian foreign ministry official said we received points from the US through mediators that they're being reviewed. All right, guys, listen, we have 7 minutes before flash manufacturing PMI data goes live. It's a little bit larger than normal, too, because this flash PMI data is going to be the first data since March started. It's going to be the first data since March. Markets could be waiting for this. Yeah, we'll see which way we go on PMI data, to be honest. It looks bearish now. We have 9 minutes left. See if you start to break down towards that 200 level. There we go. You got a low volume area here. Like half off. Ride the rest down. There we go. This is the short we originally wanted in the first place. But let's see if this continues down. We'll add to it too if we pop back up a little bit here, which I think that's good enough. We'll give it a second. There we go. Take that off again. If we get down to that 190 level, which might be a support, we're out. Alright, so that brought us pretty green on the day. Or since the opening bell. Yeah, watch this 200 level here, guys. This 200 level could be a support level, but if we get clean underneath this, this is the low of yesterday too, right here. So, and you can kind of see how the volume profile, high volume areas acted as resistance here in the situation once we broke down underneath it. Yeah, there's 200. We're underneath 200. Look at the volume show up now, guys. Yeah. Less than 5 minutes before manufacturing PMI. Alright, so we broke down significantly under that 200 level here. Bank of England seeks caution when conducting monetary policy. So some members of the Bank of England are speaking, but I don't see any news that would drop this. Remember, look, flash manufacturing PMI drops in 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes, really. We'll see what this data shows. But flash PMI data drops. It's not small. Drops at 9:45. We have 3.5 minutes, really. All right, we're still breaking lows here. Flushing back down now. Look at this drop. Man. There's got to be news. I don't know, man. I don't think we have any real news. I think we just kind of broke under that range. I don't see any news that is really causing this drop. I think we just cracked under that low. I'll look at this level too, 193, see if this acts as resistance now. I think we're close enough to it to start maybe adding to it here. But I don't think it's risk-free. There we go, we're underneath it. Add one more to this, it takes 6, and then give it a second here and see what happens. Big flush down. We'll give it some time though. The red continues. Took half off in the flat area just because I don't want to take too much risk here, to be honest, with how quickly it pushed. I do want to see if it continues down though. There we go. All right, we're gonna liquidate some of this. Give the rest some time. A little bit more off the profit. Riding the breakdown here. Get out the rest right there. So easy money here, man. That $200 area did reject it that we drew right here. This is the previous low area. We'll see if we stabilize and bounce back higher here, or whether we continue breaking down towards the low of the day again, to be honest. All right, guys, here we go. So the data is about to release in about 40 seconds for PMI data. 40 seconds before PMI data comes out. All right, here we go. PMI data releases in about 30 seconds here. Hit the live button next to the play button. We'll see what manufacturing and services PMI shows up as today. Here we go. Here's the release right in about 10 seconds here, guys. 10 seconds. This is the first data look since March. This is March PMI data. Manufacturing services and S&P Global PMI. So we'll see what we get today. It releases right now. Higher than expected manufacturing PMI. Lower than expected services PMI. 52.4 manufacturing PMI versus 51.5 expected. Higher manufacturing, weaker services is what the data shows. So it's kind of split down the middle here. But manufacturing data showed 52.4 versus expected 51. Services showed 51.1 versus expected 51.7 here. But markets so far are liking this data to at least a certain extent because of the push up here. You can kind of see it. It's kind of mixed data. There's manufacturing data in the chat. Here's services data right here. So there's manufacturing data, there's services data. Market did start to push up. Services were weaker, but manufacturing was stronger, and it was noticeably stronger than expected here. So maybe some relief showing up, but it is mixed data, you know. So again, services was weak, manufacturing was strong. Let's see what happens here now. But if the rebound holds, but I don't trust it. We made enough this morning though. I'm going to continue to wait. We'll keep trading here though. Look at the rebound here from stronger manufacturing data here. Again, manufacturing showed up at 52.4 versus expected 51. That was noticeably stronger than expected here. I figured this would move markets a little bit more than other things today. All right, look at this rebound here. We're heading into that previous opening range level here. But maybe we get a rally now. Again, if you haven't already, check out Lucid. You can also check out Apex. Apex has changed a lot of things for their traders. Apex now has end-of-day drawdown options, no payout denials, no MAE rule, no 5-to-1 rule, built-in scaling, and 50% consistency here for Apex. So Apex has got a lot of good stuff in there, you know, going on. If you want to check them out, I'll post this link. Great way to help support the channel. You can use my coupon code there as well, BT, Beginner Trading. I will do a giveaway later, so stick around. But, let's see if this range of here's the 10-minute range right here at the open. Let's see if this continues to reject it. You can kind of see that 10-minute range from the opening bell. Rejected it cleanly here so far. It's also kind of the start of generally with volume profile, if you look at the right side, this is where all the volume is consolidated, right? So if we're in this area, a lot of the time we're going to chop up and down. Once we break out of that area, it has more room to run in this area here, if you look at it, right? So you can see we broke out of it, we held this range as resistance, and now we're starting to fade back down towards those lows. We'll see if we actually hold here. Oh, here, sorry, let me remove this message. We're getting close enough to this low where I might short a bounce. We get a little bounce to this level at 200s, I'll short that, but we need a bounce first. It might break down without me, but I need a bounce first. Starting to go to the bottom of this range. This is trade of 8. I never really got my bounce. Looks like we're going to break this low without me. That's okay. Yeah, it looks like we're not going to get the bounce I wanted to test this low. All right. Under 150s now. I wanted a little pop up to here, but we just didn't get it. Here's the low of the day. I have a limit order on Tesla. Yeah, Tesla had a good morning. It's at 382s right now. Still down a lot though. U.S. workers more struggling than thriving. For the first time since Gallup began tracking, 49% of U.S. workers report struggling. Saw this article earlier. Yeah, we've done pretty good on this Lucid account. Like, it's a small account. But we've done pretty good in this thing. Alright, so we just cracked lows for a little while. I don't know if it's strong enough though. 150 could reject it, or it could reject 175 up here. if we're talking closer levels. 200 could also reject us up there. Let's look at maybe like 175 right here. Like 175 is right here. Right around here is 175. I don't know if I'm gonna short it, but I could. Like there's 175. And we're now over it for a little while. Could look at 190s. But we're starting to kind of range a little bit more sideways here. All right, so the U.S. is going to release the 2026 and 27 biofuel blending quotes according to sources. Mandate has not materially changed despite the energy concerns. You're a disciplined trader. I appreciate it. I try. Yeah, look at this level here that we have right here. Really try it. I'm going to start small if I do. And don't judge me too much for this tiny trade here. But I got to start small. Like if I'm going to enter, I don't want to give back profit on the day. And I'd really like a little bit higher of an entry here, to be honest. Like I won't mind 193s. I can use 207s as a risk. Look for a reward target down there if I can get it, but I need a higher entry. If we go green, I can always add to it. Like if I get into the profit, I can always add to it. So I don't mind entering small a little bit early and then adding with a tight risk. Yeah, there we go. It's small, guys, I know, but there we go. Put half of that, lock it in, and then let the rest break. If we get pushed towards that low, nah, we're gonna get out. We made money, I think, but we tried adding to it, maybe got a little greedy, but we got out, I think, green on that one anyway. We'll see what 175 does to it again. We're too strong here. Was there ever a time you would DCA if it went against you? My rule of that is like if it's the plan ahead of the time and I'm starting very small and then I'm adding into a specific level, I think that's okay. It just depends on the person. As long as you have a tight risk, you know, it's not the end. You know, I can manage it as long as I have a tight risk. I'll short 200 if it doesn't rip through it, which it just did. It's probably better. Let me check news, make sure no news is out for this. Here's the top of that range at 220. That area is rejecting again. What did I just hear? I heard something. Alright, the top of that range. Here's the 10-minute opening range. Still reacting as resistance here, though. Now we're just chopping sideways. So. We gotta wait for this here to do something. At this point, we've confirmed a neutral range, which looks like this. Now, we could always break the high of this here. But once we start approaching this, I'm not really interested in trading around that unless we get to the very top of it. Maybe here. Maybe. If the 200 exponential moves higher. You guys red or green since the opening bell? I think I'm slightly green. We got a we have somewhat of a cushion here, but see if this area 250 rejects it. Here's 250. And there's 250. We're now over that level. We're back into the choppy area here, so unless we reject back down. Again, you can kind of see a lot of this volume consolidated to this area right here. So once we get up into this area, since there's so much volume, a lot of the time we can chop sideways. So the bottom end of that range could reject it. But you can also see it's also around that 250 whole dollar number. Yeah, I mean, we got Richmond manufacturing. It was 0 better than expected, but we also saw stronger regular manufacturing data from flash PMI data. Yeah, again, you can check out Apex. You can check out Lucid, code BT, check out, get you max discount. Yeah, we're getting back down here. We'll look at 200 to see if 200 props it up right around here. I think it's a little premature to celebrate on this type of stuff, though. Yeah, yesterday was kind of wild. We had the president come out giving a 48-hour deadline on Saturday. That deadline was set to end yesterday at like 8 o'clock. Then he came out super early at like 7 a.m. and said that him and Iran had been talking and that they had a deal done, basically. And then markets flew higher on that news. We're still up from where he said that, but then Iran basically disputed those claims. And so we're somewhere in, realistically, both sides are probably exaggerating. And so we're somewhere in the middle there. Starting to get back up into this choppy range, though. Over 250 is kind of my milestone. This indicator is volume profile and trade evade. Yeah, I gotta just kind of wait for a trade here, to be honest. Trying to make another retest here. And I could look for a fade. If I get one, I could use a risk of like 265s. 260s maybe. Looking for a fade back down. I don't know if it's the highest percentage though. I might miss it right here. But alright, we'll try. Start small though. Okay. Baked out a little bit here. Yeah, I'm gonna start to cut some of this, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this. I think I'm a little red on the day now, but we're just kind of going back and forth. Oh man, I added instead of cutting it. We'll cut that there. I think I'm down a little on the day now. Let me check. Looks like I got out just in time. Let me see if this is news related though. I see Valero Port Arthur has been multiple units shut after. Yeah, so that's in Texas. I don't see any news. It could just be a re-entering here. I'm not going to mess with this. This is too choppy right here. To bring volume profile up in Trade Evade, you go to, what is it? Indicators. What is it? You got cumulative delta, which is another volume one. Now there's a different one to put up though. Hold on. Chart elements. Chart settings. Yeah. Day volume profile right here. Chart settings. There's a truth de-escalation post. I don't see one. Outside of yesterday's, there is no post on truth by him. You know, we do have the 200 exponential right here. The problem is we're kind of deep into this high volume area. So could reject us right here at 290s, but I don't know if there's really any trades to get involved with here. So the China foreign minister held a call with the Iran counterpart, apparently. That news is going on, but again, we'll see what 291 does. Yeah, I mean, we could look at a longer term range, maybe a 30-minute orb if you really want, but that 30-minute orb would be like this. Hold on, let me make sure I click it right. That would be the range for it. So really, we're still in that range. We'll watch it, but 200 exponential kind of rejecting it now. If we get under, I would say two tens maybe, but right here, there's too much of a chance we're going to continue back higher. I'm using Trade Evade. This is a Lucid funded account. Again, Lucid. You can use my coupon code BT on Lucid. You can use it on Apex. You can use BG if you're on Take Profit. I think BG on Tradeify as well. But yeah, this is what I'm using. It's a funded account on Lucid right now. And again, 60 million paid to traders, 50,000 use Lucid, 15-minute average payout time. Pass an eval and get funded in as little as 2 days or straight to funded. 90-10 split, no payout windows, simple rules. You can also go direct to funded. Lucid Flex is only 70 bucks. Use it with my coupon code, so it's relatively cheap. You can go direct at 238, which is pretty reasonable. Again, you can use coupon code BT. You can check out the link in the description. It's there. I'm waiting for a breakdown under 250s. They're an affiliate of mine, though. I'm biased, of course. I get paid by them, so. Hey, thank you, Christian. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir. And we've been doing pretty good on this Lucid account. We've already got the 5 green days to take a withdrawal. We might be red on the day now, though. Let me see. Yeah. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green days, 2 red days so far on this one. Alright, so we're starting to break under that level here. If we get a little bounce, I will short right now. It needs to be a decent enough bounce here, though. I'd love a bounce. Let's see if we get it. We're under 200 as well. And so we'll jump in short, piggybacking off of this move, potentially here. Make sure this isn't news driven though. China Foreign Minister said all hotspot issues should be handled through dialogue, not force. We'll add up to this level, see if that 200 rejects us back down. Yeah, we're gonna have to get stopped out, so not easy trading today. Kind of boring, choppy price action right now. It's not easy to trade this. I gotta just sit around and wait. But yeah, China's talking right now. Their foreign minister said all hotspot issues should be handled through dialogue. Trade ovate. Yeah, I'm definitely red on the day, but we've had a lot of green days in this account too, so. Just no action here today, man. This is boring. What is it, 10:15? No, this isn't the president speaking. This is mostly the China foreign minister coming out saying there needs to be dialogue, essentially, is what he's saying. All hotspot issues should be handled through dialogue, not force, according to him. I mean, we could trade some eval accounts and maybe have a little bit more fun here. Let me see what else I got. I should have a couple of these. Get out of Lucid and yeah, here's the NASDAQ. You can still watch it here if you want. Hold on. I'm logging into a different account here. Dude, I used Tradeovate. There we go. Log out. Log in Apex right here. These I could really just kind of swing for the fences in some of these. Hold on. Some of these might be done. Yeah, here's a 100,000 one. What's the $100,000 goal on the Apex simulated eval? How much do I have to make? It's 6? I think it felt like it's 6. Yeah, it's 6. Okay. I guess I'm going to short this. We're going to trade a lot riskier. This is an eval account, by the way, guys, so don't copy me in this one. This is me trying to get funded versus the other one where it's an actual funded account. We're going to see if we get close enough to these lows. The good thing about Apex is that you can all pass it same day. My drawdown is $1,500 daily loss limit. Max drawdown is 3K. So, and I've got this just kind of sitting here, but we're getting close enough to those lows where I'm hoping we can flush down here. There we go. Got a couple different trade evates. Okay, there it goes. Now it's showing. Very good. Today's better trading for me, unlike yesterday. Yesterday we had just wild swings early in the morning, but for the rest of the day we really just kind of chopped sideways. So, you know, we did have some swings yesterday, but we've honestly been sideways since then. Like, the market hasn't really moved that much since yesterday. And so we'll see what we end today with, but looks like I'm going to hit the daily loss limit on this pretty soon if we push up any more. Again, this is just an eval account that I can play with today while I don't want to give back my funded stuff here. Circle stock? Circle is dumping down right now, man. That's brutal price action for Circle. The Iranian foreign minister says the Strait of Hormuz is open to all, but countries at war with Iran are not considered. So that just dropped. State Department says that U.S. investment is helping Venezuela economy, adding that Venezuela sees more than in 2 months than all of 25. Yeah, Circle is dumping down. Let me see if I can figure out the news on Circle here. Bitcoin's back down under 70. Circle's urging European policymakers to accelerate updates to EU's digital asset framework. Part of what this is driving it. Firm argued current limits continue to constrain liquidity and institutional participation. Yeah, I just hit the daily loss limit, I think, on this one. Yeah, this is Clarity Act News. Yeah, Circle's down to 109.60s. Yeah, this is a really boring market, guys. There's not a lot going on. Markets are just kind of struggling right now. A lot of unknown here. Okay, it looks like something just happened though, because we are all the way back to green in this position now. I'm gonna liquidate some of the size here because we took long enough to get green on this, but right, we took half off. Looks like something happened. Let's see. UAE says a Moroccan contractor. Didn't really stay down here though, but we got enough room. I want to see if we start pushing towards lows. It will add right back if we do here. Do I want to size in on this bounce back here? I think maybe a little bit. We're already green. Market is fake. Well, the market moves on rumors and news. Could be the UAE saying a Moroccan contractor is taken out working with its army. That could be what this is, but yeah, I'm just trying to let this work here, guys. I'm trying to let it work. But really, we're just really sideways here the last few days. Not easy money to make. I want to give it time to break down though fully, and if it starts approaching these lows, we'll be in a good spot. But it's not really going anywhere. That's better. I was gonna add to this, but there's a chance. I'm short in the NASDAQ right now. Yeah, this is a short. I want to see if it starts getting close to these lows, to be honest. And so if it does, we will have a much larger win. I take another half off here, though. It's just chopping too much. I think that was a good move, taking that piece off. There's just no real range unless we're going to attack choppiness. You guys long or short right here? Yeah, this is a terrible market here. Hey, later, guy that knows. Just nothing going on right now, man. We're just kind of going back and forth and back and forth. We're completely flat on this account on the day, basically. Yeah, let me know if you're long or short in chat. See, now we're gonna have to cut it. What a spike. Yeah, this is just eating money. Yeah, I got stopped down too, Tony. Honestly, it wasn't easy trading right now. The market is just kind of whipping up and down. I wanted to stream until 11 o'clock today, but it's so slow right now. It's so slow right now. It's hard to really make any money here. We're going back and forth between these top and bottom ranges. It's really hard to make any money. Long, but it ain't comfortable. Honestly, you're probably a little bit more comfortable now that we pushed up so much. Yeah, it's just not easy to make money here. I'll go ahead and close it down. We'll be back tomorrow. It's a slower week for economic data here, and so we'll see how the market treats us. Maybe we'll, keep trading a little bit later. But again, you want to check out Apex, check out code BT. I appreciate the love. Let me see when it's posting. Yeah, you can use Apex link. You could use... I'm probably done for the day too. We're just not... It's not easy money today. It's just difficult to trade. So, again, Apex right now has all these deals going on. They recently have end-of-day options and more. I think it's 85% off right now for Apex if you use my coupon code BT. End-of-day drawdown option, no payout denials, no MAE rule, no 5-1 rule, built-in scaling, 50% consistency. Check them out. You can see the link in the description. You can also check out Lucid. I'll see you guys later. Tomorrow, we should have hopefully better stuff. But yeah, I'm going to roll out of here, guys. Y'all have a great day. Again, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Nasdaq's too choppy for me today. Y'all be good. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later.